Hi everyone! In this tutorial, we'll teach you an easy way to finish your key fob with double binding, with no need for any fancy finishing materials. For this one, you'll just need a finished needlepoint key fob canvas, needle and thread, scissors, pliers, and the key fob hardware. First, start by cutting the excess canvas around the design. Now we can start with the double binding. First, you'll anchor the thread on the already stitched area and bring it to the front near the edge of the design, on the first hole next to where the stitched area ends, like you see in the video. Fold the excess canvas to the back, then fold your design in half. To make the double binding, you'll basically do a normal binding stitch, but going through the two halves of the key fob instead of doing it in either side individually. It's easier to learn by watching the visual guidance, but you'll essentially start with 2 stitches that unite the two halves, and this will be the only time on this side that you'll make 2 consecutive stitches in the same direction. Then, you'll go back 2 canvas holes, like we're doing here. Next, make another stitch in the next canvas hole. Then, go back again 2 canvas holes. And this is the formula for the binding stitch and the movement you'll make until you reach the end. The only difference for the normal binding stitch is that you're doing it in the 2 halves of the canvas together this time. If you need an in-depth video to master the binding stitch before trying this one, check out our dedicated tutorial where we teach you step by step how to do it right. Keep doing this until you run out of thread. When this happens on this side, you can bring your thread to the inside of the canvas and anchor it on the stitched area. Anchor the new thread beneath an already stitched area and keep going. Just be careful to memorize where you left off, so you can continue the stitch normally with the next piece of thread, starting the movement at the same point you ended it. This way, you'll maintain the beautiful herringbone effect of the stitch. Keep making the binding stitch until you reach the last canvas hole in the row. Then, insert the needle through the last top hole to make the thread go to the middle part of the key fob and anchor it in the back. On the other side, you'll do the exact same process. Anchor the thread, unite the 2 halves, begin with 2 stitches, then 1 stitch 2 canvas holes back, then the usual binding stitch. The difference you'll face now is that you no longer have space to open the 2 halves and anchor the thread in the middle, so you'll have to do it beneath the stitches you just made. Don't forget to cut the excess canvas on the edge and fold it inwards to hide it inside the key fob. Then, anchor the thread again on the binding stitch and keep going with the same technique until you reach the end of this row and anchor the thread in the same way. Now that the tricky part is done, you just have to grab the key fob hardware and the pliers. Take off the ring that comes with the hardware to make it easier. Then, center the key fob inside it and apply pressure with the pliers to secure it in place. There you have it, a super cute needlepoint key fob with no need for backing fabric or using the sewing machine. We hope you liked this tutorial and happy stitching!